If you can't get to a wall today, make sure you go back and repeat this. This is a great exercise to start developing better shoulder stability. So I'm coming to the wall, my shoulders are in line with my hips. I'm extending my arms out straight. So my palm is flat against the wall, my arm is long. I'm not having to step back. I'm not leaning into the wall. I'm just pressing my arms straight up against the wall. Then I'm going to bring my elbows down to the wall and I'm going to keep them flat up against the wall. I've actually sent a few of these things out in video, not this one in particular, but the next two I have. So from here, I'm going to step back to where I'm in plank. Notice my heels are off the ground. I'm not collapsing myself into the wall. I'm pushing my body away from the wall. Notice how my hips are pushing back, not collapsing forward. So that's very important because in this position, my shoulder is in a more neutral position here. The more I drive those hips forward, I'm going to feel pain in my shoulder. We're not looking for pain. And from here, I'm going to straighten the arms out and then lower down. Straighten the arms out, lower down. It's very important. My palms are wide apart. So in this position, my hand is wide. It is not in a fingers together. I'm not crimping my palm. My middle finger is pointing up toward the ceiling. I'm lowering the elbow best I can. It's really a bend of the elbow, tapping the forearms toward the wall, and then pressing back up. You might notice if we did this on a chair, it would be extremely hard because it'd be a lot of work to the triceps. We're not there yet. I'm not there yet. We want to make sure that we're working and developing that shoulder stability before we add too much load. So just give me 4 more, bringing it to the wall and then pressing it out. Bringing it to the wall, pressing out. Good, last 2. I want you to practice this one this week because this is a good exercise to develop better shoulder stability. In this position, so just work with me here. We'll imagine that we're up against a wall. Where's my elbow? Completely in line with my hand. So here's the wall. My elbow isn't back because that would be a slanted wall. And as I push, I'm pushing out and then I'm coming back into that same position where my hand is in line with my elbow. Pushing out and coming back. So I can work on it from here, no wall, no chair, right? And my hand is either pressing forward or coming back and lining up with my elbow. Give me 1 more. Good. And bring it back in. We're going to try 2 more things using the wall, and we're going to go back to our chair. These you've done. Hips up against the wall. My feet are forward. Notice my feet are not against the wall right now. I just have them right on the edge of my mat. We're going to work on that hinge. So my buttocks is on the wall. My knees are soft. I'm going to tighten up my quadriceps a little bit. Now I'm going to fold right over the top of my hip bones. And there's my forward fold. My hinge, my deadlift. Okay, so sliding, keeping the buttocks on the wall and just allowing my sit bones to slide up the wall as I fold over. Spine is long. So I'm not flexing from my spine. My spine is extended. So let's hold that extended position. See if you can come off the wall, hold, and bring it back to the wall. Come back up. Let's try that again. Come forward, fold, come off the wall, come back to the wall, come back up. So if you're still struggling with a forward fold, this is a great exercise because you've got a good surface to support you. You have a tactile surface of the wall to feel where your buttocks needs to be, and you allow yourself to come forward so you can feel that loading in the hip, come back to the wall, come back up. Let's try 3 more. Come off the wall, just slightly, I'm not touching. I come back to the wall, to come back up. My spine is long to my sit bones, to my top of my head. So from my tailbone, top of my head, my knee is soft, meaning I am not locking out. I'm going to tighten up my quadriceps. When I come out, hold. See if you can bring one arm out, bring the other arm out. Feel how that adds more load to the work. Bring the hands in, bring the buttocks back to the wall. Now, some of you have back problems. So a hinge is hard on the back. My advice to you is, first of all, if you're going to choose to hinge, don't go far. You don't need to move far to work that motion. But for you, if you need to go into a deeper position, you want more work in the hips, we're all going to bring our feet forward on the mat or forward of the wall, and we're going to slide down the wall into a squat pattern and come back up. Now, if I have bad knees, I'm not going to go far into that knee bend because you guys, your knees don't like a lot of bend or flexion. The most important thing here, so I'm going to come down into the hips. This gets me anchored in my hips. In a squat pattern, I'm using more quad and hip. Okay, but with knee issues, my knees may not like this type of bend. Come back up. My weight is in my heels as I drop down. Come back up. Good. If you're squatting with me, you can go back to the hinge if you prefer. Okay. If you want to work on your squat, just stay with me. We're going to come here and see if we can come off the wall. Come back to the wall. Come back up. A little easier, I think, on the hinge to do that. But you've really got to know how to find that neutral. Good. One of the things I want you to think about on a squat pattern, especially here, a lot of you want to just fold over. That is not a squat pattern. That's a squat adding in a hinge. Okay? This is a hinge pattern. This is a squat pattern. My chest is up. I'm not on the wall. I'm off the wall. I'm come back up. So let's come off the wall now. And either you're going to go to a hinge, or you're going to work a squat pattern, or you're going to go alternate. So those of you who can do both, a hinge, I want you to do hinge and squat. Those of you who have bad knees, you're going to focus on the hinge. Those of you with more back issues, you're going to focus on the squat. So just give me 3 more. So this is all warm up. This is just getting you to think about what am I trying to protect? Knees, back? What am I trying to work on? Strengthening my squat pattern, strengthening my hinge. So there's your hinge. Let's go one more to that squat pattern. So notice in that squat, I'm not folding forward. If you're folding forward, you need to move back to a hinge. Come on up.